Hello and welcome to Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations, the official podcast for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge Chapter. I'm your host, Shanice Lewis, and on today's episode, we're spotlighting the incredible work of the Outreach Committee. These dynamic women are making a difference, and we're giving you an exclusive look at one of the newest initiatives, the Cinderella Project, a prom dress giveaway happening this Saturday, April 26th. But before we get started, this episode is sponsored in part by Fierce Beauty by Toy, the official cosmetics of Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations. Stick around to learn more about my sponsor a little later in the show. But our guests today are Tracey Pickney, Outreach Committee Chair, and Latoya Johnson, Outreach Committee Co-Chair. Let's welcome both of them to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us today.
Yes, doing great. Thank you so much for having us on here.
So I'm excited to talk about this project because this is, I think, the biggest project the Outreach Committee has had so far. And everybody is excited about it. I'm getting DMs with people still wanting to give clothes. I got a DM from a photographer wanted to volunteer their time. So the city is excited about this project. So we, doing amazing things at 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge Chapter, and we want to learn more about this initiative. So please introduce yourselves and share your role in the chapter and in the Outreach Committee.
Well, good evening. My name is Tracey Pickney, and I currently serve as the chair of the Outreach Committee. And my role in the Metropolitan Chapter, I serve on the Health Committee and the Membership Committee.
Good evening. My name is Latoya Johnson. I'm the co-chair of the Outreach Committee. I came and joined the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge in 2023. And outside of the Outreach Committee, I also serve on the Public Policy Committee.
Well, y'all are busy, not just in this organization, but I know you all are doing amazing things in other areas too. So we appreciate your service. So what is the purpose of the Outreach Committee and how does it support the organization's mission?
Well, the purpose of the Outreach Committee, we promote our chapter mission and the chapter initiatives. We build relationships with community partners, and we provide volunteer support to help meet the needs of our local community. So that's what is.
And so outreach, we say Outreach Committee, but I guess the full name would be Community Outreach, which we do in all areas, but everything doesn't fall under health and education and public policy all the time. So this is a different area for the things that don't fit in those four pillars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you describe some memorable moments or success stories from past outreach events?
Oh, yes. We have so many, but I can share a few. Let's see. One would be when the Outreach Committee, we did a Thanksgiving food drive. We collected canned goods and non-perishable items, and we donated them to a local church to help them fill their Thanksgiving baskets to feed families for the Thanksgiving holidays. Let's see, another event we done, we collected female hygiene items, and we donated them to a local shelter, a women's shelter that housed females from ages 18 to 65. And I would consider, this event also memorable because this event aligns, with our mission. We advocate for young girls. So this event on Saturday will allow us to help girls in our community who may not be able to afford a prom dress. during the prom, season.
Mm-hmm.
So these
And
are
I actually have a great memorable moment. September of 2024, I was actual chair of the Domestic Violence Symposium. And I thought it would be a great idea since I was co-chair of the Outreach Committee for the Public Policy Committee and the Outreach Committee to partner with each other. So one of the ideas was to donate to a domestic violence shelter. And so since I was co-chair of Outreach, I knew that the YWCA was at that time building Providence Place, their apartment homes for domestic violence victims. And so I thought it would be a great time to go ahead and get the chapter and participants that were coming to the domestic violence event to purchase household items for that shelter. And then we had the opportunity to view and tour the new apartment homes before the ladies moved in. And it was just great learning about, what inspired them to build those apartment homes and just seeing the finished product and also donating items, knowing that we will be helping women who will be coming to that shelter, in their time of need. So I thought that was a great memorable moment.
And those previous projects that you all mentioned, we just asked for donations within the chapter. If somebody's watching and we like, well, I didn't see that. But previous outreaches, we didn't ask for public support. This is the first one that we're asking for public support.
Right. Correct. You are correct.
So what inspired the launch of the Cinderella project prom dress giveaway?
Well, what actually inspired it, the YWCA, they wanted to reduce financial burden on families and young girls during the prom season and also graduation season, because outside of prom, they will be donating and giving dresses to girls for like homecoming or graduation. They, if they have dresses left over, they will be available. But they wanted to kind of take that burden off of families and make this a magical experience and a prom to remember. So the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, because we partner with the YWCA for the Domestic Violence Symposium, we were asked to partner with them as well for the Cinderella project. So this is the first first annual event this year.
And so what's the goal of the event? Who do you hope to serve?
Well, the goal of the event is for girls to take home a gown, shoes, purses, jewelry, and other accessories at no cost. The event is to help girls, in the community who may not be able to afford a formal gown for prom season. So this event on Saturday will allow them to do so. And however, all families who may be facing, financial instability can, participate.
Mm-hmm. And so how did the partnership with the YWCA of Greater Baton Rouge come about in the first place?
Well, like I said, it came about after we had that, the 100 Public Policy Committee had the Domestic Violence Symposium, because we had decided to donate those household items to their domestic violence shelter. That kind of started the partnership. The YWCA had actually reached out to the Outreach Committee to get donations when they were doing the construction of those apartment homes. And so because I was chair of the Domestic Violence Symposium, I thought that'd be, like I said, be a great way for the Outreach Committee to kind of get an opportunity for us to get the donations out. And then we'll have sisters from the chapter donate, as well as we put the information out for guests that attended the Domestic Violence Symposium to come and donate household items as well, so we could have more items. So that's what kind of started our partnership with the YWCA.
And so are there plans to collaborate with the YWCA on future initiatives?
Oh, most definitely. Yes, I'm sure we will be collaborating with them on future initiatives. Yes. Great
so
partnership.
do you envision the Cinderella project being an annual event?
Yes, this will be an annual event. The YWCA, in partnership with National Coalition of 100 Black Women, we want to make this an annual event and take that financial burden, like we said, off of families and girls for prom season, so they can more focus on academics and graduation and won't have to have that financial burden of wondering how they're going to get the funds to get the prom dresses, because we all know prices are high on everything nowadays. So I'm sure it helps, even if it's for a single mom or a married couple. Prices are high for everyone. So we want to take that financial burden off of them and help them on an annual basis.
Yes, because seniors, they have so many fees during that senior year,
Right.
fees, just so many fees. So exactly, we want to take that financial burden off them.
And eggs are high, so I know dresses are high.
Of course.
Yeah.
So why was it important to ensure that this event is inclusive and accessible to all young women?
You know what? You never know what a family is going through. Just imagine a single mom, or like I say, a married couple having to choose between getting their daughter a prom dress or paying their light bill or even their rent these days. Because a lot of dresses are expensive compared to dresses that we used to wear back in my prom days. So the YWCA, they want to just take that burden off of those families, and help them financially to get prom dresses. And so we want to make this an opportunity where young ladies can come and get their dresses. We have shoes available, also accessories, and it doesn't matter where you live, whether it's in North Baton Rouge, South, East, or West. All girls in the Greater Baton Rouge are eligible to come and get served and pick out prom dresses.
Yes, we want to see them there this coming Saturday. Come out.
Now, this is a question that is dear to my heart because I represent for the big girls. So I need to know, will you have plus size prom dresses available? And what is the largest size you can accommodate?
Yes, we will have plus size dresses there. The largest size we have is a 3X. So we have all sizes. So come out and pick up a dress.
Okay, that's good to know. So how many girls are currently registered and how many do you anticipate serving?
Well, currently we have about 55 girls registered and we plan to serve all 55.
Can you go beyond 55?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, even if you're and I have not registered and you need a prom dress and you just hear about the event on Friday, tomorrow, come on out. You can be served.
Yes, because the YWCA and the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, we will be there to greet you.
Now I'm going to put the flyer on. So this is the flyer where you scan the QR code to register. Now, how important is registering in advance? Can you walk in?
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can. Even if you don't register, we are taking walk-ins on site.
So it's no deadline. So it's
no deadline. We would still be able to serve you.
And I want to put this picture up. Y'all got a lot of dresses. And let me put the picture up, all the dresses.
Yes, it's a huge selection of dresses, a huge selection of different sizes as well. So like you said, they will have the plus size dresses and we will have smaller dresses like size 0 and size 2 for the smaller petite girls.
For the petite.
Even petite sizes.
So what has the planning process been like for this first time event? Because it seems like this was a lot of work.
It really was not. It was a breeze. Because the YWCA partnered with the National Coalition, it was a breeze. Their team is awesome, as well as our sisters. We had our donation drive on last Saturday. We went in and helped them collect the dresses. Some of our sisters hung dresses up for them and the YWCA team. They've been decorating and getting the room ready for a magical experience for the girls. So just come on out Saturday. They'll have a wide selection of dresses available for you. And like I said, because of their partnership, it took a lot of the heavy weight off just it being, one organization. So we kind of worked together on everything.
Yes, we surely did. It's been a good partnership. And
Sister Sandra Glenn is in the audience saying a great opportunity to serve those in need in our community.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, we are excited to serve. So what kind of response have you received from the community in terms of dress donations, volunteers, or support?
Oh, wow. The community, the YWCA, the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Metropolitan Chapter has been amazing. Outstanding. Outstanding. On April the 12th for the donation drive, we had so many people to come out to bring gowns.
We couldn't hardly find a place to park. It was so many people.
Right. Purses, jewelry. And people are still calling,
They're
Yeah.
still
calling.
calling.
Just, want to know how can they help? How can they help? And just like you say today, the photographer
Yeah.
want to help
Yeah.
free of charge.
Yes.
So, like I
And
said, the
Sister
support has been
Tracey,
great.
it has. Sister Tracey and Madam President, they went to WBRZ on the news broadcast, and I think the day that they had that, they actually started getting calls
Oh, yes.
from the community
Yes.
for donations right after it aired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is a project that the people are excited about, like I said
Yes.
at the top of the show.
We're excited.
So we definitely want to see the smile on these young girls' faces. I can't wait to see how they look with their finished look. And y'all are going above and beyond because you're getting a dress, accessories. And at one time I heard like stuff about hair. Is it
makeup?
like
Makeup.
oh,
Now
makeup?
Toya, the makeup artist, the makeup.
They will have makeup available
by
for the girls.
Thrive.
So you're gonna get the whole look head to toe. So like, are you gonna be styling them from head to toe?
Oh yes, oh yes. I like to dress. So of course we will be there helping the girls pick out their dresses, the earrings, the accessories, and everything.
Yes, it's going to be a magical experience.
It is.
And so Madam President in the audience is saying it's going to be such an amazing event. Like I said, we are all super, super excited about this event.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the Cinderella project, what are some other outreach initiatives or projects that are coming up in 2025?
Well, currently we don't have any initiatives scheduled at this time. Usually during the springtime, we get a lot of requests from different organizations requesting us to come to community events, like outdoor events, to come and help volunteer. So our next initiative probably won't be coming up until the fall, probably around October, when we'll be collaborating with public policy for domestic violence awareness.
But if somebody is watching and has a project that they maybe want us to get involved, should they email your
Definitely. Almost definitely. Yes. They can reach us at outreach@ncbwmetrobr.org. Yes.
And so just tell us what kind of projects, does the outreach committee would be interested in, and maybe, what wouldn't work for the outreach committee. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
No. Well, really, it's not really any particular ones that we, would not, partake in. Pretty much, like I said, we do a lot of volunteering, in the community and everything. We this partnership dealing with the Cinderella project. We have also did initiatives on domestic violence. So it's not really any particular one we would, probably would not partake in.
That's what
and the YWCA also has the YWCA team, so they may have some opportunities in the future for us to also partner with them on other future initiatives. And we advocate for women and young girls, so anything that's geared towards young girls in the community or women, we're open to any of those type of initiatives.
Right, because we're looking at also, we discussed this, the teams, the YWCA teams, maybe collaborating with our education department, the mentorship program that education have.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Mm-hmm. And so I do want to point out, although we are the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, girls of all races are welcome to come and get a prom dress. Because all the time when we have stuff, people say, can white people come? I'm like, yeah, we don't discriminate. Come, if you can't afford a gown, we don't care. We want to help everybody.
Right.
Anyone that's having a financial burden can come and pick out a dress. Any girl, we're open. And like we said, if you don't register, you can just show up on Saturday.
Just come on out. Because everybody needs help at times. Yeah. So
yeah, and I'm gonna put the flyer back up just so you can, you can scan the QR code. Why it's not coming up? All right, there we go. So the Cinderella project is happening this Saturday, and it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on the registration form. Do you ask what size they are or in advance, or you just find that out when you get there? Tell me what happens when you get there.
Well, when you get there, we're going to greet you, and we're going to escort you to the registration table. And from there, then you would be escorted to the Cinderella room, where it's going to be magical. So at that point, you would have someone to, assist the girls as for knowing, asking, what size dress they're looking for. So we'll definitely have, the YWCA. We'll have sisters from the outreach committee and also sisters from the chapter. Will be there volunteering to help with this process.
Well, this is so exciting. I'm so excited about this project. This is definitely a great cause. We are doing great work in the Baton Rouge community.
Yeah.
I know we're going to help a lot of girls. There's a lot of parts of Baton Rouge that are disenfranchised. So this is definitely appreciated. So you guys are doing amazing work. What are your hopes for the future of this project and the outreach committee impact as a whole?
Well, our hope is that this project will continue to grow, to reach more people, in the community, and for this project to become an annual, event. For the outreach committee as a whole, our hope is to continue being a trusted source of support and compassion in the community, whether it's through clothing drives, food donations, or events like the Cinderella project. We want our presence to be felt, wherever we are in need.
And Sister Angela in the audience saying, I absolutely love this. Everybody's loving this so much. Latoya, what's your hope for the outreach committee?
Well, my hope is just for us to have additional partnerships. This is our second event where we partner with the YWCA. And so, like you said, there are other organizations out there that have other outreach initiatives that we could partner on. We would love to kind of expand some of the things that we're doing with the 100. And if you want to learn more about the National Coalition of 100 Black Women and some of the things that we are doing in the community, you can go to our Facebook page. Is NC100BW- Metro Baton Rouge Chapter, or our website. You can listen in on conversations such as this. Our website is www.ncbwmetrobr.org. And if you want to learn more about what the YWCA is doing, some of the efforts that they're having, you can visit their website at ywca-br.org. And click Get Involved.
And the YWCA has a lot of programming at their new facility.
Yes.
Because I did get a text today that Sunday, the day after our project, they're having yoga there.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely go to the YWCA's website to see all of their programming for the community as well.
Right.
So thank you guys. Anything I forgot to say? Anything we forgot to mention before we go?
No, we just want all the girls, all the high school girls to come out, this coming Saturday, to pick out a gown, accessories. We just encourage all high school teens to come out and pick a dress and get a dress for free. It's free.
For free. Yes. Free clothing, shoes, accessories. And we have over 100 dresses. So it'll be well enough for more than the girls that they currently have registered. So if you're not registered, like we said, just show up.
Just show up, and we'll be there to serve
so
you.
You're gonna store those extra dresses for next year, so you're already a head start for next year.
Not only next year, they're actually going to have dresses available for girls if they need it for like the homecoming dances and things of that sort.
Right.
We have a wide selection of longer gowns and as well as the shorter gowns that they wear to homecoming. So they are going to be there will be other opportunities to get dresses
so
for
this
like
is gonna be like a community closet for formal wear.
Right. There'll be like a community closet at the Empowerment Center.
And plus, they still have a few schools in the community will be having prom. So they have a school coming, I know, on the 29th
Yes.
to also to tour and also to be picking out dresses. So yes, they still have a few more schools that will be having prom next week.
Okay, and we got a comment from the audience. Much success with this awesome project. Another comment saying this is so awesome. This allows some an opportunity to attend. And so again, you are giving rave reviews for this project, and we are just so proud. Here's what Madam President is saying. I think there are 3 more proms. So we got it going on.
And you know, they still have dresses. People are still calling about donating dresses. So after Saturday event, you know, they're gonna be restocking, you know, because just like you said, they have 3 more schools that have prom, and some of those schools will be coming on different dates next week to the YWCA.
Okay. So what you would just, if you don't come Saturday but need a dress moving forward, just call the YWCA.
Yes.
Just reach out. And thank you to everyone in the community that has seen the that's looking at the podcast and may have came to the donation drive last Saturday, or maybe that donated after the news broadcast. Thank you to everyone in the community for all your donations.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for the work you're doing, and thank you for joining me on the podcast tonight. So I look forward to seeing the pictures and the smiles on everybody's faces.
Yes, it's going to be magical.
Thank you
for having us.
All right.
Now, Latoya, don't move because, it looked like I froze. I'm still here. So we have an official cosmetics sponsor of this podcast, and it's just coincidence that one of the guests today is the owner of the company. So Beauty is Confidence, and Fierce Beauty by Toy is here to help you own it. I want to thank Fierce Beauty by Toy, the official cosmetic sponsor for Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations. You can visit her website at marykay.com/Latoya S. Johnson to shop the latest in skincare and cosmetics. And don't forget to follow her on Instagram as Fierce Beauty by Toy for tips, tutorials, and a dose of daily inspiration. And I am wearing one of her lipsticks right now. And besides selling Mary Kay, she has her own personal brand. Tell us about your brand.
Yeah, so my makeup brand, I started in 2020. And so I do sell lipsticks, lip glosses, eyelashes, trying to expand right now, but I do have my own brand outside of Mary Kay. So follow me at Fierce Beauty by Toy on Instagram, and you can learn more about future products that'll be coming out.
Yeah, so I'll be wearing a different lipstick every week. Right now, this is like a fuchsia look that is bold. Yes, so thank you for being the official cosmetic sponsor of the show. And if you come to our events that has vendors, she's usually a vendor at the events where you could talk and buy in person. So definitely support our sister. Economic empowerment is one of the pillars of our organization, and we like to support our sisters. So definitely check out, let me put it back up, Fierce Beauty by Toy. That's her telephone number, and all of her information is on the screen. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good one.
And so we are excited about this weekend. Thank you to my guests, Tracey Pickney and Latoya Johnson, for being on the show this evening and the phenomenal work you're doing with the community outreach. To stay to date with everything we have going on, visit our website at ncbwmetrobr.org. And when you go to the website, you can scroll down to the bottom of the homepage and subscribe to our email list to get weekly updates about our upcoming events and initiatives. You can also give us a donation through the website by clicking the donation tab. And I want you to follow us on YouTube. So in case your Facebook gets hacked, or if you want to share this episode with somebody that doesn't have a Facebook account, you can direct them to YouTube or send them the link on YouTube. And before we close out, the last comments, Madam President is saying economic empowerment. We build generational wealth within the 100. And Sister Monique is saying, great podcast, sisters. Thank you. So thank you for tuning in. I've been your host this evening, Shanice Lewis, on behalf of the Metropolitan Baton Rouge Chapter and on behalf of President Courtney Hunt. Thank you for tuning in to Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations. And until next time, God bless.